Welcome to New Life Live, the premier place to receive free advice from Christian psychologists and counselors for the mental, emotional, relational, and spiritual challenges you face. Since 1988, we've offered compassionate responses that combine God's truth with proven psychological principles to guide you toward healing. Our phone lines are open. Call us now at 1-800-229-3000.
Thank you so much for tuning in today to New Life Live. I'm your host, Brian Perez, and the battery in our phone has enough juice to go for 2 hours today, which is perfect because that's how long we intend to be in the studio answering your questions. What kind of questions, Brian? Well, that kind of depends on you. You sort of steer the course of the show. Some examples include, but are certainly not limited to, depression, obsessive thoughts, feeling like you're stuck in a rut. 1-800-229-3000 is our number. Licensed marriage and family therapist Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris is here today, and so is licensed professional clinical counselor and president of New Life Ministries, Becky Brown, who's got a very important topic to open today's show.
Well, hello, Brian. Hello, Jackie. Hello, listeners. Today is World Suicide Prevention Day. It's a weird kind of thing when you think about having a day to talk about World Suicide Prevention. But what an important topic. There are so many people who are impacted by suicide. And, just recently, the small town where we raised our kids lost a young man, 35 years old, accomplished, and he decided to take his life. And we were all devastated that his loss of hope was realized. And then the ripple effect that has throughout the community, through the family. Even when we were in Ireland years ago at the Cliffs of Moher, there are signs there that say, if you're thinking or if you're struggling, here's the number to call. And of course, we have the suicide hotline number as 988, which is a great resource. Mm-hmm. But when I did even the search for suicide, there's a warning that pops up. Are you struggling? And call for help. And all of these things are such great advances in the world of mental health and offering support to people who are struggling. Years ago, in my clinical work, I came across a book, actually a client who had been in the hospital for suicidality, gave it to me to read. She said this was very helpful to me. And there's a quote in the book that says, suicide is not a feeling. It is an action. And so when people are struggling with suicidal thoughts, if we can help them get to the feeling, we can begin to resolve where that trail has taken them. Suicide is a permanent decision to a temporary situation, and people at their desperation make this choice, or this happens to them. I don't know even if it's a choice sometimes because of the state of their mind. But if we can begin to lean in with just listening to people, if there's things that you'll look up that talk about what precedes suicide. But what the reality is, we don't always know. There are some indicators, things like depression that's been affected. But even in depression, it's not always directly linked. But there are also different things. But here's what I would say to you. If you have somebody in your life that is talking about wanting to hurt themselves or end their life, even if it feels like it's just a quick, just a saying, I want you to make an agreement with them. Please know that God loves you and I don't want anything to happen to you. And let's get the help that you need. There are a lot of counselors that can help there, and also the hotline. We have so many things that we can offer hope and help for people in this situation. I wanted to offer a prayer. You can hear the music, but just know that there is hope. We can get you connected with some help. God loves you, doesn't want you to struggle. We've got a tip sheet that even can help you in this process. 8 steps to breaking free from suicidal thinking. It's a challenge because it is such a deep-seated pain that people carry with them. But we want to help you.
Yes, we do.
Give us a call.
1-800-229-3000.
The Life Recovery Conference is online Saturday, October 4th. It isn't just for those struggling with addiction. It's for anyone ready to break free from destructive patterns and build a foundation for lasting change. Our expert speakers will equip you with biblical tools to face life's toughest challenges and find real transformation. You'll walk away with practical strategies to overcome anxiety, shame, and relational struggles, plus biblical wisdom for grief, finances, and identity. You'll also gain tools to recognize unhealthy patterns and clear action steps to choose wisdom every day. The Life Recovery Conference is for everyone. Whether you're just beginning your journey, looking for fresh tools, supporting a loved one, or leading others, you'll find hope, direction, and encouragement. Change starts with one step. Register today for the Choosing Wisdom New Life Recovery Conference at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
If you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, please know there is hope. There are some steps you can take to break free from these suicidal thoughts. We have a tip sheet we'd like to send you. It's called 8 Steps to Breaking Free from Suicidal Thinking. You can call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and we will send it to you right away. And if you want to talk to Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris or Becky Brown, they're going to be in the studio for 2 hours today. 1-800-229-3000 is the number to call. And we're going to begin our time on the phones with Kate in Norfolk, Virginia, listening on WMPH. Welcome to New Life Live, Caden.
Thank you. Hi.
Hi. How can we help you?
I'm kind of just dealing with I'm dealing with a broken heart, and I guess I have a question for you guys on really what do I need to do to kind of move forward, and I can give you more detail. So I've been dating a lady for about 2 years. She's from a different country. She's sweet, kind. She's a good woman. We've had a really good relationship. She goes back home to visit her family in the summers. And this year, the day before she left, she hits me out of left field with, and it was very random because it really came out of nowhere. Like, hey, man, I think we need some space. I said, okay, well, does that mean you just want me to leave you alone? Or, well, no, I don't want you to leave me alone. I just think we need some space. And I probably didn't inquire deep enough because, to be completely honest with you, I was in shock. I was hurt. And I just kind of, I don't know. If I'm being honest, I just withdrew. Okay, well, if you want some space, well, I'll give you all the space you need. Anyway, so she's gone for this period of time, which is a relatively substantial period of time over the summer. And she had asked me to do some things for her while she was gone pertaining to her home. Several hours after the text message, because it wasn't even a phone call, it was a text message, she calls me and she asked me if I'm still going to do said things. She said, listen, it's the 11th hour and I forgot I had asked you to do these things. Do you mind? Of course I don't. Of course I don't mind. And yes, I will take care of those things for you because I love you and that's what we do. And then when she was gone, it was like literally really no contact whatsoever. I don't, I'm not trying to press her while she's spending time with her family. So I just give her that space. And then when she comes back, there were a couple calls to let me know, or a couple text messages rather, to let me know she was on her way back into the country.
Is she back in the country now?
She is.
Okay.
Is.
Have you guys had any face-to-face communication since then, since she returned?
Yeah. So it was kind of funny because I'd asked her to keep me posted amongst her travels because she traveled through some relatively bad areas. And she let me know that she was back safely via text message.
Okay.
So
what's your
I reached
main
out
question
to
for
her.
us today, Caden?
Yeah, so my main question is after having had this contact with her, which was a quick church hug after I left her alone because I knew she was tired from traveling. I figured we'd have an opportunity to speak face to face. She reaches out to me to let me know, did you notice while you're at my house that it was hot inside? I said, yes, I did. I figured you had the air conditioning turned off. She said, no, it's not working. Can you come check it? Of course, I'll come check it. So I come check the air conditioning. It is indeed broken. But I get like this side hug, church hug thing. And I was like, listen, get some sleep.
Well,
We're going to need
so
time to talk.
Caden, there's a lot of miscommunicating that's going on. You started with my heart is broken, and then there's all this kind of weather report communication that's going on. I love the description of a church hug. Is the split still happening? Like, did she identify we are done?
Yes.
And that's why you're okay. So you
Yes.
need to figure out how to move on from here. And
Yeah,
it's hard
yeah,
because
it's
you
like-
kind of had the breadcrumb trail.
Well, I mean, yeah, and those scraps, so to speak. I don't know. I just saw them, maybe for an extended period of time, but the friendship was deep, right? The friendship, the intimacy, and then it was just out of left field. But then it just like when it was, listen, I don't want to be in a relationship with you, and I'm like, okay, like I respect that, and I'll never hold you prisoner. But could you please tell me, like, what happened to make this change?
Caden, are you also struggling with the fact that she's called this off, but she still wants you to do things for her, like come fix the air conditioning and things of that nature?
No, because like her pride, once she called it off, like she's been cool, like, hasn't asked for anything, has really been zero contact, short of sending me a random reel after we hadn't had any contact whatsoever.
So hey, Kate,
social.
You go social, yeah. I just want to
Yeah.
make sure that we get a chance to answer your question. How can we help you with all of this?
Yeah. So my thing is this, right? I just feel like at this point, like I'm struggling just to cut the soul ties and to move away and to move on, to let God be God. Do you have any advice? What do I need to do short of, like, I don't want to block her from everything, but literally she's like, I mean, her pictures pop up every day.
You probably should. So let me go ahead and answer that question. Okay. What you need to do is separate yourself. She made a choice to end the relationship, but she had probably ended it in her mind and heart long before. So she's already moved on, so it doesn't affect her to see your post. But it does still affect you because you hadn't been thinking about this. You got blindsided. And so in your recovery, I think it is helpful to block her from everything so you're not seeing her post pop up. You're not seeming like it's not feeling like you're kind of viewing her life. You have some healing to do. And when she shared, you tend to withdraw and shut down. My guess is that you probably lean more towards emotional avoidance than not. And so you maybe don't really express your hurt verbally, and hopefully not in other ways that aren't healthy. But we do need to be able to express the feelings. And so I would recommend you getting into counseling and working through the grief of this loss, because it is a loss. And I think really the only way that you get through it is by actually letting yourself feel it and go through it. Grieve, be upset, be hurt, all the things that come with loss come with breakups. And blocking her protects your heart and gives you some space so that you can move away.
Becky?
It's such a weird world that we live in, isn't it, Jacqui? That, if you think about 30 years ago, Caden, this experience would be so different, because there wouldn't have been text messages, there wouldn't be social media, and not that that's, the evil of the world, but we don't have those natural boundaries like you're talking about, Jacqui. And so it is normal to feel bad, and your emotional nervous system, I don't even know if that's a professional way to say that, but you're getting a dopamine hit every time you see her pictures come up, or if she sends you a reel. And sometimes we think if we block somebody that we're doing something to them. The reality is it's just social media. Not that I know it's very powerful, but for your sake, Caden, just you can restrict your access to her. And even you could even quiet the notifications from any text that you get from her, not because you're doing it to her. You're protecting your heart so that you can continue to heal and move on. Some of the natural grieving processes that we used to have as part of living as a human have been disrupted by some of the ways that we connect now. But I agree with Jacqui. We can get you connected with a therapist to kind of work this out and to get moving forward.
And I think How We Love would help with understanding how you relate and interact in relationship, and maybe what you were engaged with her, what maybe her attachments and love style is, and that could help you going forward.
All right, Caden, stay on the phone. We'll get your information and send you a copy of How We Love, and we'll also put you in touch with a counselor in your area. And in a couple of months, we're going to have a grief webinar. Stay tuned, and we'll tell you more about that as we get closer to the date. 1-800-229-3000 is our number, and now we're going to talk to Joan, who is watching or listening online on newlife.com in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Welcome, Joan, to New Life Live.
Hi, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, thanks for calling in today. What's going on?
So I feel a little bit, or probably a lot of it, betrayed by my mom. She recently lost her dog, and I flew into her state to be with her and to actually put the dog down, because her and my dad couldn't do it. And then they said that they did not want the dog cremated. They wanted to bury it. So I dug the hole and made a little memorial in the backyard. Well, a week ago, I find out that they bought a new dog and didn't tell me. I had to hear from it from a friend. And I feel betrayed because I feel like as her daughter, I should have been told. And I'm just totally confused.
Was this dog?
Go ahead.
Was the dog in your family for a long time? Did you?
Yeah, it's funny. My mom did not like dogs for the longest time, and I saw this dog, and I felt like the Lord really wanted me to get this dog for her, and it had been in her life for 10 years, and she kept telling me, you have given me the greatest gift that I didn't even know I wanted. So this dog was very special to them, and I was willing to travel the distance to help them, go through this really tragic experience. I mean, they were devastated.
Go ahead, Jacqui. You're going to ask the same question I am.
Well, have you talked to your parents since this happened?
So my dad called me and said, why are you upset? Now, I will be honest with you. My mom's brain was 68 years old when I got her the first dog, and now she's 78. And I'm noticing some...
There you have it.
Maybe yes.
So yes. Here's what I was thinking. So yes. I had a reaction to your use of the word betrayal. Have there been other things in the family that you felt left out on, or choices that were made that affected you that you weren't a part of?
All the time.
Okay. Because they got a dog and didn't think it was necessary to tell anybody. When I've gotten new dogs, even after one has died, I didn't think to tell anybody, right? So it may not have been malicious, but
they told everybody but me.
Do you think that they kept it from you on purpose?
Okay. I'm very close. Well, this is another crazy thing. I'm very close with my mother. So eventually I was going to find out about it because
But do you think she was hiding it?
her.
It sounds like, it feels like she snuck something in on you. And I think it's pulled up a lot of childhood stuff where she snuck something in on you and you're reacting to that. But, you know, the music is playing and I want us to get a chance to hear from Becky Brown too. So hold on and I will think on it and have something for you when we come back.
Sounds good. Joan, don't hang up. Stay on the phone. We'll come back to you in just a moment here on New Life Live. And we're taking your calls for 2 hours today. So if you've got something that you'd like to talk to Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris about or Becky Brown, 1-800-229-3000 is the number. If you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or at newlife.com, thank you so much for doing that. Make sure to tell your friends about us too. You can share the video on your favorite social media platform because we believe social media can be used for good, like telling other people about New Life Live. We'll be back. 1-800-229-3000.
I went to Every Man's Battle in 2012. My sexual integrity was not what it should have been. I sought out affairs, whether physical or emotional. Until I came to Every Man's Battle, I didn't understand that would never fill that void.
Every day, men struggle with sexual integrity. Impure thoughts, strip clubs, affairs, pornography.
The shame and guilt was overwhelming.
For over 20 years, New Life Ministries has been helping men regain their integrity through their one-of-a-kind Every Man's Battle Intensive.
You will discover what the true root of your pain is, and you will discover how to overcome.
You don't have to struggle any longer. Get help in Orange County, California, September 26th through the 28th. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE to register or to find out more. 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Enter the code NLL for a discount.
Every Man's Battle saved my life.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. Club New Life changes lives.
I think I go way back to listening to New Life, learning so much from it, and then becoming a Club New Life member.
Club New Life is a monthly giving family that helps New Life Ministries provide Christ-centered hope and counseling resources to thousands of people.
You know, I'm so thankful because you know why I keep giving? Because I keep learning, and I'm so thankful for all the lives that you touch every day and the people's lives. So when I get to still hear the radio show, it's just so encouraging to my heart.
When you sign up to support us monthly through Club New Life, you'll make a difference in the lives of individuals and families with godly counsel and connection to help.
And you know one reason I give? Because I feel like sometimes I'm hiding behind a counselor's couch listening to all this great information and not paying. So my guilt of this great advice is alleviated by being a Club New Life member.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. And together we can help hurting people find help and hope in life's hardest places. Call 1-800-639-5433 to join Club New Life today. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
And let's go back to Joan in Fort Lauderdale. You still with us, Joan?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Jacqui.
Well, Joan, I was just sitting with my thought that it seemed a big reaction. You guys have a lot of history, though, and history that we're not aware of, and that history is being triggered. But I know Becky Brown has some thoughts, and so Becky, what were you thinking?
Well, if it's not one thing, it's your mother, right? And so, I mean, Joan, this is part of our journey, but also you mentioned that you were very close to her. And so I think that's where the challenge comes in. The other thing is we all have to resolve our parental relationships. Whatever parents we have to get to a place where when things like this happen, Joan, they don't light you up. I know you feel betrayed because you feel this closeness with your mom and the pain is real. You feel disappointed. You feel left out. I mean, you just went through this whole thing saying goodbye to a pet that you had given to them. But what is the resolution? So, I mean, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to have a conversation with them, but I think the first step for you is to resolve the pain that's within you and get some understanding of what is my real relationship with my mother like? I mean, I think that we're close, and then she does this, and so now I'm kind of confused about what this is all about. But then you throw in, go ahead.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I hear
that's what I'm trying to resolve. I'm trying to resolve that I thought we were close, and we talk like 5 times a day to now 0.
I
so
know.
It's just,
and
I use betrayed because I was just there. Like I was just there at her lowest.
I know.
That's it. That's really it. It's just the shock.
Right. And then, Joan, how did you approach your mom at the end of this? Like, have you had the opportunity to express your tears, to, not for her to fix it, but just for you to show up in the relationship?
No, it's been radio silence. And this is historic with her, is that she just doesn't, she just stops calling. She doesn't engage.
So, all right. So I'm not going to fix.
She's an avoider.
Oh, you are. Yes, Joan. I was just going to say that. Do you know what your core wound might be, or your attachment style might be?
Oh, if you say them out loud.
Vacillator, pleaser, avoider, control. Yeah, is it vacillator? Pleaser?
I'm a pleaser.
Pleaser, vacillator?
Probably. I'm not.
Okay,
I know. Yeah.
Well, here's what I want you to know is, while this is sad, and I know you feel disappointed and hurt by this, it's an opportunity for you to grow and to get some resolution so that you can be in a good, healthy relationship with your mom and understand that the avoider, she's radio silent because she doesn't have the words. She doesn't have the ability to be able to connect with you at a place that feels connecting to you. And I know that sounds very simplistic and very simple, but we've seen this so many times. We're going to send you a copy of How We Love as well. But I just think so many times we think of it from a romantic relationship, but in all of our relationships, how we connect and how we relate really goes all the way back to some core wounds. That's kind of where Jacqui was starting. And so, Joan, what I would say, a couple of steps forward, I would like you to process out what you feel, knowing that even if you take that to your mom, she's not going to fix that for you. But you have to decide, what do I need to move forward? And I mean, it's going to be tricky. If you don't have a therapist, we can set you up with somebody to talk to just to walk through it. But at the end of all of this, what do you want from your relationship with your mom and dad?
I guess just transparency, just truth, because I'm really a truth seeker and teller, so I really love it. I really love the truth, and so, but I think what's my biggest struggle is just feeling left out.
Yeah,
and that feeling like you just told me you loved me.
Right.
And now this isn't love. This is you tell everybody but me. So that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, I'm sad you are walking this journey. As a mom of adult children who is also an emotional avoider in recovery, I'm just going to go out on a limb and tell you that your mom does love you.
Yes.
But she's in her own grief, and this has become very much about her, and so she just didn't think of you. I don't believe it was malicious or intended to hurt you. I really do believe that it just wasn't something that she thought would be an issue, and when you guys talked about it, you talked about it. I don't think she left you out. It's just proximity, but it hurts you, and I do think that it's important for you to say it and not wait for her. She's not going to come and ask about it because she's an emotional avoider, but for you to be able to say, hey, that really hurt. Mm-hmm.
As an avoider, a recovering avoider, did your kids ever think that you were mean?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And do you believe you're not mean? Do you?
No, I was mean.
I believe that was. Okay.
I was avoidant. My kids would cry for their dad who was in the military and deployed, and I would tell them to get over it. I was hard and harsh, and that's how I grew up. And over the years, my kids have had the opportunity to share with me. One day I asked them, what was it like to have me as a mom? And they told me. So
You were not
Be
ready
careful
for
what
that.
you ask for.
Joan, stay on the phone. We're going to send you a copy of How We Love, and more phone calls coming up at 1-800-229-3000.
I was sort of vaguely familiar that the 12 steps had some origination in the Bible. I found Life Recovery, and one of the things I liked so much was that it had such a broad appeal. It wasn't limited to just alcohol or drugs, that it was addressing a wide range of problems.
At New Life, we believe everyone can benefit from a life recovery experience. There are life recovery groups all over the country. They take place online, in conference calls, and in person. And if there isn't one in your area, we can help you start one. We have startup materials, leaders' guides, CDs, Bibles, and more, all with discounts available for groups. Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE and ask for Terry Ward. The 12 Steps have long been a great help to people in recovery because much of the 12 Steps' power comes from the fact that they capture principles clearly revealed in the Bible.
The 12 steps is really a pattern for all of us as Christians.
Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. Do you need help for life's hard situations?
My husband recently said he wanted a divorce.
I'm confused on what I should do.
I have an eating disorder.
New Life Live answers your questions on relationships, grief, addiction, trauma, anxiety, and much more, all from a biblical perspective with our panel of professional counselors and psychologists.
I learn a lot from your program.
You help so many people.
I appreciate your ministry.
Whether you listen or watch, there are so many ways to connect with us to ask our panel of counselors a question. Call us Monday through Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific at 1-800-229-3000 to ask your question on New Life Live. Or go to newlife.com/radio for other ways to get your question answered.
I'm trying to find help.
I just want to know how to set boundaries.
If it's a sin, what am I supposed to do?
Need a therapist or a coach, a resource, or an intensive? Call us at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433. 1-800-NEW-LIFE. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
We were talking earlier that today is Worldwide Suicide Prevention Day, and we want to remind you that talking to someone about your negative feelings can help. We have a nationwide network of licensed Christian counselors, many offering televisits who are ready to listen. Counselors can help you navigate life's transitions, process grief, break free from destructive habits, address mental health and relationship challenges, and so much more. Call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and we will connect you to a counselor. 1-800-229-3000 is the number to call us today here on the radio program. We've got Dr. Jacqui Mack-Harris and Becky Brown. And now we're going to talk to, Larry hung up. So let's go to John in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, who listens to the New Life Live podcast. Hi there, John. Thanks for calling in today.
Thank you all for taking my call. My question for you is, this has been happening the last couple of months. My 16-year-old son will say to us on Saturday or Sunday morning, hey, do I have to go to church with you? Do I have to go to church with everybody? And I've struggled with that because what I've been doing is saying, yes, you have to come. And then also, I feel very emotionally charged because my Christian faith is super important to me, and it is to my wife, and I'm thinking to myself, I go into fear, and so my reactions to him are emotionally charged, and I just struggle with how to answer that question with him and what to do.
All right, so you say that he says, do I have to come to church with everybody? So who's everybody? You and your wife? Are there siblings involved too?
Yeah, there's siblings. There's 3 or 4 other siblings involved.
Okay, and he's the oldest?
He's not. My wife and I have 7 children. He's our 4th child. The oldest 3 are off to college, and so he is the oldest in the house. Yes.
Okay.
He's the oldest.
So John, you were very honest when you said my reactions. So I'm wondering about, like, even before we get to Saturday or Sunday, what conversations are you having with him?
That's a great question. Mostly related to, how he's doing with school or friends. I'm not really talking to him throughout the week about church. It's more of a, it's really not. Over the summer, he and I were going to a Bible study at a guy's house from our church, and he really liked that. He did like that.
Okay.
Part. And
Well,
that was an opportunity to connect. Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking that question is because when we have reactions, we've got to pay attention to what's lighting us up. And I would say that you're probably afraid that he's going to reject the faith, or this is some stance of, I'm going to change my whole life now. And, raising kids, when they get to about 16, 17, they start making decisions that don't always align with what we had for them or what we imagined for them. But the important thing, though, John, is that you have the conversation at another time, so that we're not waiting until Saturday or Sunday when he's like, do I have to go? Because that reaction is going to come. And you can, if he went with you to a Bible study, he's open to the faith, obviously. I assume that he's a believer. But I think as a father to a son, it can be so powerful to go back and say, son, how on Saturday and Sunday you'll bring up, I don't want to go to church. I want to hear more. Tell me about what you're feeling, thinking about that. Let's talk about it. And get curious, John. Don't get furious. Just get curious. And you don't have to make a decision in that discussion. You just have to be able to give a place where he can start to show up in his truth for him. And you'll learn something. And then, but I mean, it's a really good sign that he went to the Bible study with you.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Jacqui.
And I think it's a good sign that he's asking. All right. And that he receives whatever your response is. The emotionally charged responses stood out to me. Sounds very much like fear. God didn't give us a spirit of fear. So where is that coming from? All right. The fear that he's not going to choose the faith that you and your wife feel so strongly about could cause you to not show him the grace of God. And so I would, in those during the week conversations, if he's not enjoying going to church, that means there's something not happening for him. It may to him feel like a waste of his morning. He's 16, and this is the age of novelty. They are supposed to seek novelty and individuation, which is a process and will take several more years, but it does begin in this time, and it's important for them to have that. And I think in terms of faith, this is the time when they need the opportunity to start testing it, to start understanding it for themselves, making sense of it. And so I agree with Becky. You have to start having conversations with him before Saturday morning, or if he does ask you on Saturday morning, do I have to go? Just before you answer, just say, I wonder why you asked that. What is it about church that makes you ask me if you have to go? Because I want it to be something you want to do, not something I'm forcing you to do. So get into a conversation about it. I talked about my kids a little bit ago. My kids, my husband's a pastor. We both preach, and we are both active in ministry and have been since our kids were really little. But our kids had a whole lot of freedom. Now, did everybody in our house who woke up in our house on Sunday have to go to church? Absolutely. If you were a friend, I have nieces and nephews that will attest to that, and they have stories to tell. If I had it to do over again, though, I would do it differently. I would have conversations with them. We would have more devotions at home if they didn't want to go to church. I understand better now why some kids don't want to go to church, especially when they're being talked at and condemned so regularly from the pulpit. And we could do a better job sometimes at home because they can hear us. It's safety at home. And so praying with them, having a time where you do a Bible study, maybe you lead a Bible study with him at the house, but find some other ways to engage him in the faith, and so that he doesn't feel like it's just about keeping all these rigid rules, because that's not relationship. And a lot of people really do follow tenets of Christianity very rigidly because that's what they need, but it's not what we all need. And so there needs to be room for him to grow into his individual relationship with Christ, and you along for the ride as his guide.
Let's send him How We Love Our Kids.
Yes.
Because that's where he's at right now. He's still got some to go.
Yeah.
All right, stay on the phone, John, and we'll send you a copy of How We Love Our Kids. So, Dr. Jacqui, are you saying that maybe what John should do is he goes to church on Sunday morning, he takes notes and everything else of whatever the pastor says, and then Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, he goes, hey, you missed a great service today. Can we talk about what the pastor spoke on?
Well, I think he's still going to have him going on Sunday, but yes, take some notes, and then during the week, we should have a time where we're talking about what the message was, so that he's engaging him in it. It's not just he's going on Sunday, he's listening, he's being talked at, and then that's it, that's all. He enjoyed the Bible study because it was relational and it's conversational. Church is sitting in an audience like being at an assembly at school. Right? There's a leader who's telling you things and giving you rules and instructions. That works great for us as adults, but for teens, they're looking for novelty and engagement. And so personally, I'd still be having him go with me on Sunday, but I would want him to be choosing it. So we would have some conversations around his why, so that I could help him get to a place where he would choose it for himself.
Very good. All right. 1-800-229-3000 is the number to call us today here on New Life Live. And I try to remind you guys about once per show about your financial help and how it's helping us change lives. But I'm going to let Becky Brown do it today. She's the president of New Life Ministries. She's also a licensed professional clinical counselor. Becky, what sets New Life apart from other call-in counseling shows?
Well, mainly because there's not a lot of Christian call-in counseling shows that are out there right now. We've been doing it for a long time. We're a trusted resource. We've done our work. We have people who are solid in their faith as well as in their profession, and we're here for you. Every dollar that you give to New Life gets stretched as far as it can go. It costs money to pay for radio expenses, and I know that's not real shiny, but listen, we heard from somebody who found the show and then began their own journey towards healthy and free life, where they're learning about what it takes to heal the wounds of the past, how to connect with the Lord in such a healthy way. And that's why we're here. We want to continue to help people for years to come. Every dollar makes a difference. You can become a monthly giver. You can give a large gift. No gift will be rejected, but your gift will live on in the lives that are changed through God's truth and through godly counsel. It is important in this day and age to continue to offer Christ-centered counseling to people who are in a struggle. And we all got it at some point or another. Yep.
Make a gift today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE or at newlife.com or text NLM to 28950.
I was stuck. I was so stuck. 27 years married. My husband addicted to pornography for the majority of our marriage. I was very isolated and didn't really know which way to turn.
If you've been affected by betrayal, an emotional or physical affair, or pornography, Restore Intensive will equip you with support and tools to help you through.
When two people want to do their part, we can be restored. But if they don't, we can still be restored. We are not stuck because someone else made a decision. That God lets us weigh in on how we want to walk out our lives. Our wellness does not hinge on another person's decision.
The Restore Intensive is coming to Washington, D.C. November 7th to the 9th. Register online at newlife.com or call 1-800-NEW-LIFE and use the discount code NLL to save $50.
You guys helped me figure out what was going on.
1-800-NEW-LIFE and the discount code NLL. For over 35 years, New Life has been the most trusted name in Christian counseling.
Your ministry has saved my life.
If you struggle with emotional hurt, family or marriage problems, the pit of depression, or the pain of addiction, we can help.
I'm down 100 pounds now from what I was.
I found a counselor through New Life Ministries, and it's just been outstanding.
Our treatment programs provide clinically appropriate solutions from licensed professionals, all in a biblical framework.
I have had problems with alcohol. I think God has ordained this place to be His.
You don't have to be a prisoner of your pain. Help is available at 1-800-NEW-LIFE.
She tells me that I'm a new man, and I feel like a new man.
It worked for me, and it can work for them too.
This time it is different.
If you're ready to take the first steps toward genuine spiritual and emotional healing, call us today at 1-800-NEW-LIFE. God can open the door for a better tomorrow.
To get someone that's competent, that's good at what they do, it's been like day and night compared to what I've had before.
Call 1-800-639-5433. To find out more information about New Life or to order any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. Now back to New Life Live.
Let's go to Trenton, New Jersey. Here is Teresa, who's listening to us on Sirius XM Channel 131. Hey, Teresa, thanks for calling New Life Live at 1-800-229-3000.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. I'm a little nervous, first time doing something like this. Now, I have a 30-plus-year-old son that, unfortunately, when he was younger, he suffered from depression, ADHD, social anxiety, a whole bunch of different little things. But as my husband and I, as parents, never picked up on that. So eventually he turned to drugs later in life. He's doing perfect now. But I know he holds on to this because we have never let him talk about it or let him express himself, because he does blame us for never picking up on this. And he remembers, he had an outburst the other day because he remembers when he was 6 and 10 and different ages getting punished for not paying attention, having to write 100 times, I will pay attention in church, or because he didn't go into a school, he didn't go talk to somebody because he had social anxiety, he would get in trouble by his parents. More his father, so I think he has more hurt and anger with his dad because he remembers all the punishment. So deep down in, yes.
Teresa, can you acknowledge the truth of what he experienced?
I can acknowledge.
Can your husband?
I think my husband does, but anytime we get together, unfortunately on Sunday we got together because now we have another son that's going through some issues. And my oldest son wants to get him help, and he wants us to take it really serious. So he had an outburst, and he was yelling, mentioning a whole bunch of things as a child. And, of course, my husband takes it as disrespect.
So
my son left.
Let's slow down for a minute.
Okay.
When your son starts sharing about his experience and his anxiety and fear and pain comes up, it's not him being disrespectful, but it feels like disrespect because it causes you to start to feel the emotion he is sharing. And hopefully your husband is listening, or you can have him listen back to this later. But that is him sharing his emotion, and now your body is picking it up. If he shared a sandwich with you, you'd be eating the same thing he's eating. Emotion works similarly, but we don't often know that it's not our feelings we're feeling, it's the other person's, because we have mirror neurons. So when he is being upset with you, that is just information for you to use. That feeling you get in your body that makes you so upset, and you're like, why are you talking to me like that? Why are you getting so upset with me? Why are you yelling? All of that is information. Now you know what he feels like in his body. He wants you guys to use that to help. He wants you guys to feel that so deeply and so seriously that you are as scared as he is, that you are as anxious as he is. He is trying very hard to get you all to where he is, and throughout his life, you've never gone there with him. And so he's going to keep having outbursts until you all just sit and be quiet and hear what he has to say. Listen to him. Let him tell you what it was like to have you as parents, and it will hurt, and you will disagree because you didn't experience it, he did. So don't invalidate his experience. Validate it. You know what? I didn't realize that's what was going on. I'm really sorry that that's what you experienced. What's different now? What do you want to be different now? You were about to say something?
I was going to say something because here's the thing. Is he clean and sober, Teresa? Like, has he done recovery? You mentioned he had been using drugs.
He's doing great. He put himself through recovery. He has a great job. He's doing fantastic. He has a heart of gold.
Well, let me wait. Well, let me just disrupt that a little bit. We talk about recovery here all the time. When you're in recovery and you have outbursts, as the person who is working their own recovery, you have to say, I've got to figure this out. So when the disrespect comes, like I love what you just explained, Jacqui, about the mirror neurons, because it's very powerful. He may not even be as loud as you are telling us, but it feels that way to you because it's a topic that we haven't been able to find a way through. And you may need help. You may need somebody outside the family. He wants to help his brother, to prevent his brother from going through what he went through. And so my instruction would be, y'all need to be with a family counselor, everybody in the room, whoever's in the family, and have a safe space to explore not only his experience, but your experiences, mom and dad, and just try to make a way through, because the emotions are coming because they were never able to be expressed in a healthy way. And you could have a family that's not yelling at each other, and there still would be a lot of pain that people are carrying around. So it's good that he's bringing this to you, but I think if he's got a heart of gold, like you said, he's in a good place. Let's go one more step and let's say, I hear you. We want to work through this. Let's get somebody and we'll sit together and work these things out and help your brother in this process.
And keep the focus on him. When dad says dad gets upset and starts to say he's being disrespectful, dad has made the conversation about him. He's no longer listening. He's now protecting himself and he's guarded. And that's not effective communication. It's not active listening. It is centering oneself in the conversation. And if he's very upset, it's probably because that's what he's experienced throughout his life without helpful results. How old is the other son?
The other son is 26.
Okay.
And it seems like now he's on the spectrum, so we want to get him the help now.
Okay.
Yeah, well, and Teresa, it's also painful to go through this. Parenting is rough. I don't care how great of a parent or how bad of a parent it's rough. And I think as a family, to be able to walk through this with some help and hope, I think that is the best way forward for healing. I want to send you a copy of the Life Recovery Bible, which can give you some insight into this, but we also need to connect you with a therapist that can help.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. I hope my husband is listening, because he told me to give you guys a call, because he's called before for different reasons, and he said for me to ask, when he talks about what he's going through, if he should butt in and talk about the disrespect, which I think he shouldn't, because then we make it about him.
He absolutely should not butt in, period. He can talk to him about the disrespect at some other time. I do think that's an important conversation, but that's not the time to have it. When the person is bringing you their conflict, their concern, that's not the time to challenge them about how they're doing it, especially since it sounds like a lot of their life there was rigid controls in place to force them to show up in a certain way. And so it didn't make room for the neurodivergence. There was no room for him being who he is and with his struggles. It was just a force to be this one way. And typically, if there are neurodivergence in the children, there's some neurodivergence in the parents. And so if we were raised that way, I was in grad school before I was diagnosed with ADHD. And then as I was doing the diagnosis, doing the assessing, I had my mom fill out the assessment. And I said, was I like my daughter Alexis when I was growing up? She was like, oh yeah, you were just like that. How did you never say anything? And I'm at that time, probably in my early 50s or 40s, late 40s. And so we didn't catch it in the past generations because we were told we were supposed to be a certain way and we were punished when we weren't, and so conformity was what was expected.
Yeah,
that's what
I wrote 500 times. I will not talk in class. At least 500 times.
Absolutely, same here. I remember hearing my mom argue with a teacher in preschool because she said, "Well, she's just bored. You've got to give her more to do." So we go through all these things, but the family needs to have some conversations, and a good family counselor, I think, would be really helpful.
Yep. All those times we were talking in class, and now we get to talk on the radio.
Yeah.
So I guess it was all part of the plan from the beginning.
Yes.
All right, we're going to be in the studio for another hour. Give us a call, 1-800-229-3000.
Thanks for listening. We hope this program has helped you by giving you insights for handling the challenges you face in your life. We want you to know that we're here for you, but you also need to know that New Life Live is a listener-supported ministry. To make your donation or to get any of the resources mentioned on today's program, call 1-800-NEW-LIFE. That's 1-800-639-5433 or online at newlife.com. Please join us again tomorrow for New Life Live.